News Talk 640 WFC. Cut the music off quick before they ban us in 15 countries. You know, they do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I get notice we're on a podcast right now. And so it's on my Facebook page live and also on my YouTube channel. And Facebook will say, hey, based on that song that you have on it, you're banned in 12 countries because of it. Because copyright.
Oh.
Duh, we get it. So, and some people don't like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Look, were we just now talking about the fact that you didn't know, Debbie, that the Earth, Wind, and Fire's Reason was not a love song?
Did not know that.
I'm sorry, Andrea.
Every day.
You thought it. I know that you knew that it was not. But it's been coming up on your algorithms on your thing to remind you, because Philip Bailey was explaining the fact that it is not a love song. It has to do with kind of an affair gone bad. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the fact that, hey, ladies, how are y'all today? Let's get on track here and talk about the fact that you both are with the clerk's office. Now, who's like the king clerk?
Andrea. Right there.
I like that title. Can I add that to my signature line?
You're the queen clerk.
Yes.
You're the
I do
director.
need a tiara.
We can break those in here, and we're going to be here today to talk about the fact that we have coffees with the commissioners. With commissioners or commissioner, as in Kirk Deviere only?
No, we have a variety. It's not. Unfortunately, we can't get all of them there at the same time because of schedules, but we usually have 1 to 3 commissioners at each coffee with the commissioner events.
And talk about that and why that's significant.
It is good because they are able to reach out to citizens in all parts of Cumberland County. So when PIO and the commissioners scheduled these events, they put it in strategic areas of Cumberland County. So we're going out and speaking with residents from each and every area of the county. And so when the commissioners get there, it's a dialogue. So the commissioners receive the questions and they then answer right then and there those citizens' questions and concerns.
You know, and that's a pretty big deal, because normally if you go to a county commissioners meeting, you know, there's formalities there and things are going on. I guess, how informal are they when they get at these things?
They're actually very informal. It's just when you have a question, you stand up or raise your hand and you're acknowledged and you ask your question, and then you'll get an answer from one, if not all, commissioners in attendance. So it's a back and forth dialogue.
So now, where do the coffees with the commissioners take place, and how often, and what do you have to do to get involved?
So they're handled throughout different areas of Cumberland County. We have met in Spring Lake. We have met in Bethany. We went all the way out to Bethany when they expressed a need, and PIO staff coordinated that with residents of that area and made it happen. We've been in Eastover, Stedman, and we're actually going to be moving into Hope Mills and the city of Fayetteville for our next 2 events.
And how often do you do it?
It varies depending on when we can get them scheduled. Like we have 2 the month of August, and sometimes it's once a month. It could be a couple months in between, just depending on when there's availability and when those areas would like the commissioners to come out and speak with them.
Now, you're the deputy clerk.
Yes, sir.
In charge. And what's your role when all these things are going on?
Well, I support in any way I need to support. Gilbert, I assist with the scheduling. Sometimes most times there are refreshments served, so we help with the coordination of making sure we have enough refreshments there and things are prepared for the commissioners and for the public to be able to take a part, and then also provide any additional information needed to the public.
You know, there are a lot of hot button issues, you know, that come in front of the Board of Commissioners. And so we hear the protests, we hear the voices at commissioner meetings. But when you get on this one-on-one opportunity to talk with the commissioners at these coffees, is it toned down a little bit? What do you see? How do you see the conversation going?
I can't say it's toned down because they're asking all the hard questions. We were out in Wade a couple months ago, and the topic was data centers. And that is a hot topic right now. Yeah. And they were asking all kinds of questions. And Chairman Deviere was right there answering as best as he could at the time, explaining what the county was doing to address the data centers. So there's no lack of hot topic questions that are asked during these events.
And there's no limit either, I guess, in terms of what they can ask, or how's that work?
No, they can. It's open, so they can ask whatever they like. The good thing about it is our commissioners, they do give answers, but if there's something that they don't have the answer for at that time, sometimes staff is there. So we may have an assistant county manager there or a department head there that can provide further input to assist the commissioners, or they can always take that information back and then get back with that particular person to answer the
Well, you know,
question.
and I'm gonna tell you, as a reporter, I ask tough questions sometimes. Yeah, I could take it easy on you guys, but in asking tough questions, I expect a truthful answer.
Yes.
And if a person does not have an answer, I will accept the fact that if they say, "Well, I'm going to have to check," that's a good question. I'm going to have to check into that and see and get back with you. I think any journalist worth their salt, we might beat you down to really try to get at it and ask the question a different way or what it might be, but you really have to give a person a chance to do just that, dig and get the information. Because if not, I don't want somebody to lie to me. I don't want somebody to make it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that the county commissioners are planning to do that. In being clerks for the county commissioners, do you work for all of them?
We do.
And so that's how that basically works. And you have people who get elected to these positions. It doesn't come with a manual. You know, there are people who have no idea of what the county government is and how it works and what the procedures are. So it's kind of like an OJT from commissioner to commissioner. How long have you been there, Andrea?
I've been here since 2022. I was at the city of Fayetteville for several years before that, and then I transitioned here to the county in 2022.
Iva, for you, how long for you?
3 years.
3 years. So you're all kind of new as well. It's kind of OJT for you. But
Yes.
what do you find? What's the hardest part of this job in terms of dealing either with the commissioners or dealing with the public, or both?
Both.
It's both
Well-
because you're dealing with multiple different personalities and needs, and you're just making sure that you're addressing all things. And then when you get a upset member of the public that calls, trying to help them feel heard and that they've received resolution in their issue.
Well, you know, you make a good point, because normally if something good is going on, nobody ever says anything about that. It's what, you know, that's true. And just about, if you go to a restaurant, you eat, everything's fine, you leave. You let my French fries be cold, or you let, you know, oh my God, I can't believe I'm calling corporate, you know, and that type of thing. And so you have to deal with resolving things and calming things down. As a matter of fact, I just went through this with the air conditioning company that came to our house.
Last night, me.
Did you have some?
Yes.
And you know, you're just wondering why things are the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that the technician who was there got extremely quiet, because I know a lot of words, and I don't use bad words, but I'm very, well, I'm a reporter, so I asked tough questions of someone,
Mm-hmm.
and I could tell that he was on the phone at a different location at another house we had. My wife was with him there, and just in talking with him, I could tell all of a sudden it got quiet, which is, I guess, a pretty good technique. Do you guys employ that at all? Because a person can't argue by themselves. have you ever had to say, I just need to let this guy calm down?
Yes.
We have. We
Yes.
have. And so we've had that happen in person in the office and on the phone.
Yes.
And so I've been asked, are you still there? And I'm like, yes, sir. I'm just listening to your concerns. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but if the guy's still standing there looking at you, and he's fussing you out, are you still there? That doesn't happen in person. This happens
No,
on the phone.
only on the telephone.
Yes.
But we do, and we have a system where we back one another up 100%.
Right.
So if she sees that someone's getting a little upset, or I see someone's getting a little upset, we automatically go and we're right there as support for one another.
Okay, talking about these issues with the county commissioners and these coffees with the commissioners.
Yes.
You know, Kirk Davey and I have talked about them as well, because he comes in every Tuesday, and we talk about the commissioners meeting and what they have. And he's mentioned going out to these things. There's an awful lot of requirement that the public has about elected officials in terms of transparency. And I think when you're eyeball to eyeball, one-on-one at these coffees, you can't find some things. Now, do either of you go out to these events, or you just schedule them?
I attend the events while I'm when they are scheduled, I go out there, and Iva's going with me to the one in Hope Mills, because when residents ask questions, I take notes on those questions just in case there's ever a follow-up. And then that way we're tracking the concerns within the community. So if we're seeing a pattern in each area, then that's something we know that we need to discuss, possibly in an agenda session, or chairman also meets with the local mayors once a month, so then he can address it there. So we see if there's a pattern of things that need to be taken care of here in the county.
I think the most important thing is the fact that people want to be heard,
Yes.
and they want to make sure that their concerns or complaints are not falling on deaf ears, and that you're taking notes and some actions are actually taking place. Is there any incident that you can remember during these coffees where someone's brought something up and some action was taken and everybody lived happily ever after? You know, a small issue or whatever it might be.
Honestly, I think the data centers has been a big topic, and the community was coming out speaking not only at our public forum. We had data center forums specifically geared to hear the community input on that. Then the commissioners voted in a moratorium of 6 months in order to work on the ordinance. And I think the community felt very heard and understood about their position on these centers.
Well, that is not going to go away because we're going to be dealing with this. We're in a moratorium now, or a delay, and information is being gathered. We have elected officials like the mayor and city council members gone to other cities where these data centers are. A lot of discussion, a lot of concerns, and there are people, and I've said this on the show on several occasions, there are people who are against data centers. And I don't care how much information, how many coffees you drink or go with them, they're going to be against them, and that's fine. You know, the people have their perspective on what they want to do. Now, if I go to the coffee with the commissioner, do you pay for my coffee?
We do.
Do you really?
We do.
And a pastry.
No, what? Where you get the pastries from?
It varies. We answer each other. This is how we work. It's been that way
And so,
since day one.
and at what point were you separated as twins? Was it?
We are family.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Well, look, we appreciate both of you coming in. Any last words here? Tell us when the next coffee with the commissioner is.
We have our next coffee with the commissioners on August 19th at the Hope Mills Public Safety Center, 5788 Rockfish Road, from 8 to 9 a.m.
And when you have these, do all the commissioners make it, or does it vary from session to session?
It varies from session to session because all of our commissioners do have day jobs as well. So sometimes they can't make it during these times, but we will have at least one or two, if not more, there at each event.
And if nothing else, you get a synopsis of what happened at that meeting, so all the commissioners are briefed on the information that was gathered?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
And if they can't make a morning meeting, they can make the next one in the evening. Like our next one is November 10th. And that one is in the evening from 6 to 7. So if they weren't able to make the one in Hope Mills, they can make the one at the city of Fayetteville from 6 to 7 because it's an evening meeting. So it may be better for their schedule.
All right, well, we appreciate you doing this, and the community appreciates it as well. And I know the politicians, the county commissioners, they got to get out there, and it's hard to shake hands with everybody. But when you say, I'm going to be at this spot, you come get a free coffee and a toast and a pastry, and then tell me what you have, eyeball to eyeball, that's a pretty good deal.
Yes.
All right. We appreciate both of you coming out, and we look forward to having you back on here again in the near future. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got local weather right now with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing. Get a picture. Stay where you are. Don't.
Okay.
This is working. It's a working shot. Don't be family. Don't be trying to become twins again in here.
Merging together.
The funny thing is we often dress alike at work as well.
Out of
We'll
nowhere.
come in and we'll
Right.
be in matching outfits.
Again next week.
Stand by.
That is your favorite forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
All right, thank you, Rachel. Right now, 75 degrees on our way to the mid-90s. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
This report is sponsored by United States Department of Veterans Affairs.
The hardest part was figuring out where to go. Safeguard Veterans connected me to people and resources that understood military life.
Best time of day because, unlike television, when I leave here, nobody's going to say I'm live at noon.
Safeguard Veterans. Any door, the right support.
Attention Lumberton, the used
Josh, you're in here, buddy.
blitz is on. 1 week
I want you in it.
Oh,
Yeah. I know. You're over here picking your nose and doing stuff. No, just stay where you are behind that mic. I got you. I just want you to be aware.
challenges, no credit, no problem. We'll tackle any obstacle.
So I tell you about I've been doing this 50 years, and Sunday I'll be 71.
Happy birthday. That's my mom's birthday. She'll be
August
72.
16th? You're kidding me.
Well, she's a 50.
She's 50. She's Saturday.
Yeah.
And my godson, Tyler Moore, who's the first pilot. I don't know if you remember Tyler. We did a story on him. He's August 16th also. And so he was trying to get in the Air Force Academy, and everything was going well. Got the congressional recommendation, everything. Took the physical, and because when he was a child, he used an inhaler, they said no.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.